people. This is Speak to the Counselor with your girl Lima Truth Mojoko. And if you're just tuning in, this is Royal TV. And today we have an important guest and we'll be talking about something really interesting. You don't want to go nowhere. You just want to stay glued to your screen and enjoy yourself and enjoy the program. And also feel free to ask questions. We are going to go on a short break, and when we get back, we will dive into the topic.
Speak to the Counselor with your girl Lima Truth Mojoko. Educative, informative, and inspiring. We ask questions, raise concern, and propose solution.
You're welcome back, my people. As I earlier on said, this is Speak to the Counselor on Royal TV, and today we'll be talking about an interesting topic, and the topic is shadow within, understanding depression. Shadow within, understanding depression. My people, we have our guest here on set, and he's no other person than Mr. Tamanjong Armstrong. He's a public health specialist, mental health consultant, trainer at the TAR Global Mental Health Consultancy, sorry about that, and also coordinator for Volunteer Medical Corps for CEMAC, behavioral biologist. In fact, the list goes on and on. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Tamanjong Armstrong. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Miss Lima Truth. I love the name Truth.
Thank you. All right, we are talking about shadow within, understanding depression. Maybe you could give us a little bit insight on what depression is all about.
Okay, thank you very much, and special greetings to viewers of Royal TV. I'm happy to be on Speak to the Counselor program.
Thank you.
And like she asked a question, what's depression? Depression is a psychological condition as well as a physiological condition.
Maybe you can break it down for us.
A psychological condition means it affects the mind, and likewise it equally affects the body, because there is an establishment within the human body known as the mind-body connection. So your mind is connected to your body, so you can't talk just about the mind and forget the body. Someone going through depression, which is maybe considered on the part of being a psychological problem, would definitely under clinical assessment have some variations in his or her physiological condition too. And so physiology there, therefore,
I just wanted to
as
ask
I said,
about the breaking of the physiology.
Yeah, so psychology is about the mind, then physiology is about the physical parameters of someone. It could be temperature, it could be blood pressure, it could be sugar level, all those things that deals with your physical functioning. So once someone is depressed, mentally, equally, physically, he is affected, because at the severe stage of depression, we can see it externally expressed on someone.
Would you say depression, someone can really be depressed and you don't know you're depressed?
Yes.
Because I've heard of things like that, going for seminars where doctors will tell us you are depressed, give some tips on how to know that you are depressed, but it's not written on you. You don't even know that you're depressed. Is it possible?
Yes, it's very possible.
Maybe you could give us some instances.
The first thing to know, maybe to say you are depressed and you don't know, is ignorance. A lot of people are ignorant about the aspect of mental health, and maybe to talk about depression, and they look at depression to be a stigma, something negative. and so they want to resist. Like you said, they want to fight from within to say, no, 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 I'm fine, I'm fine.
I'm not depressed.
Yes, I'm not depressed. So now you can say that. We will listen to you, but now I always say, before we want to talk about depression, we need to understand what mental health is all about. So if you would get the basic definition for mental health, which is it is a state of well-being in which every individual can realize his or her own potentials, can cope with the normal stresses of life, and can work fruitfully and productively, and is able to make a positive contribution to his or her community. Then we'll be, from that definition alone, we can start identifying those who are depressed. Because the purpose for you being in good health, or the indication that you are in good health, is that you are productive. Productivity can be measured.
It means those, let's say, people work and are not productive, and maybe some signs of depression.
Yes.
It means we have a lot of people that are really depressed out there.
That is why I said ignorance is the problem.
Wow.
And God says it. He said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
For lack of knowledge.
So I think the first thing is they should understand. And that is why people, because there is a lot of stigma associated with mental health, because a lot of people usually think when we talk mental health, we are talking madness. So depression is maybe a junior level of madness. So they don't want to be considered
and they don't
mad
want to
people.
Accept it.
So, but it's beyond that. I can tell you, in the normal African's daily functioning, we might experience a few episodes of depression. For example, maybe you were driving to work and your car had a breakdown. Your mood automatically changes because it will affect your daily functioning, your work. So if you were supposed to report to work at 8 a.m. and at 7:30 and you have 30 minutes to take off, your car is still down.
Or maybe you're in traffic.
Voila. So at that point, you find out that there's a degree of frustration that you face. And if you try fixing that thing and it doesn't work, the mood gets worse. And so you find out that it could be a family issue. Maybe you went to work and you had a tough time at home, a misunderstanding, and you just find somebody just seated and thinking far or deep. It's a manifestation of depression. So depression is not, like I said, there are different levels or different levels of severity. So there are extreme levels as well as there are minor levels.
So meaning part of depression is mood swing.
Yes.
When somebody changes his or her mood easily, that's one of the stages to show that you're depressed.
Yeah, especially when the sad mood lasts for long.
Okay.
When you are in that sad period, because actually depression means being low in spirit.
No self-esteem.
Yeah, not just low self-esteem. Like, you know, there are moments you are just inactive. You are not you. The way people say, "Hi, Joe Dele say, you know, they fine today." So,
okay.
So when those moments of you being away from yourself, that is away from your conscious self, is getting prolonged, getting more episodes within the day, it's an early indication of severe depression, not just depression, severe.
Oh, it's already at the level of severe depression. When you have mood swings and they are especially the sad part.
Repeated episodes. So you find out that somebody was thinking about a frustration, or let's not call it frustration. I usually make it clear. Before we even want to talk about mental health and mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and all the like, there is a genesis for it. And yes, there is a beginning for it. And as an expert, and as a public health specialist, I don't like talking about symptoms. I like talking about risk factors, because at the risk factor level, I can prevent, I can manage easily, because prevention is better, not just better, but cheaper than cure. So the beginning for every mental health condition starts at trauma. So there are different traumatic experiences in which we can categorize them under the topic adverse, but now it begins at childhood, because as someone develops, you find out that their level of resilience increases. So, but for those who experience trauma much earlier in life, especially severe trauma, which from my work with institutions, I found out that over 60% of learners in every institution I've consulted, which has been over 20 institutions, over 60% of the learners have experienced severe trauma. So now, if you are living with severe trauma, it doesn't end at the trauma. So maybe you thought you got that child beaten, insulted, bullied, and it's over. It's not over, because when the stress level goes up, it engages physiological activities in the body. For example, if you are frightened, hey, suddenly before you know, you start feeling heat. You start sweating.
Yeah.
That's a manifestation of anxiety, stress, fear. And that sweat started coming because stress hormones in your body, like adrenaline, like cortisols, have been released in large quantity because of the traumatic signals that came to you. So now, at that level, so just imagine that somebody has been living under a prolonged condition of stress. That now is called, it establishes something in the body that affects the immune system, called neurotoxicity. And neurotoxicity that affects the immune system now builds up an elevated level of these stress hormones being produced daily. For example, it's like you staying in the house with a lion, and the lion constantly threatens to kill you. So that your response will just be. That's why you see some people are full of fear. Why? Because they were exposed to fearful and stressful environment and stories quite early. So for them to deal with the aspect of the little thing, no, they fear me. And you even see fear all over some people.
Let me just bring a question to you. The aspect of, because I used to hear people saying, I'm afraid of heights. Can you say that particular aspect maybe from a result of trauma, depression, or something that happened? Because I've seen some people that they cannot climb heights. Anything that is high, they are afraid of it. They just feel that they will fall.
It's connected to fear.
Okay.
And fear brings torment. And torment brings anxiety. And so all fear is established based on a traumatic experience. Fear is connected to something bad that happened, that you know. It is connected to an information, and it is always bad information. So why are they afraid of height? Because they are afraid to fall, and because they know if they fall they will die. So so it's about information. And so with the human system, we are a bundle of information. So there are good information and there are bad information. So bad information, like I was saying, brings stress, toxic stress. And toxic stress in the body starts affecting and damaging the physical body of the person, especially from your immune system. And so when your immune system is compromised now, the tendency for you to be depressed becomes easier.
And it becomes higher.
Yes, so because of the repeated and prolonged exposure to trauma. And so there is a period of 3 years that an exposure to an unidentified trauma, severe trauma, will lead to a compromised immune system. So it takes 3 years for that to happen. So, and that is why it is important for parents and for learners